Yuna, are you done with the dishes yet? We need four more plates. My best friend Zuri asked out loudly from the entrance of the kitchen, almost in a rush as I struggled to listen to her with the confusion surrounding. Four plates on, oh my, how much will these people eat? A whole menu on it. I screamed back just after finishing the dishes from the morning shift and rushing toward the fun. I quickly get four plates and fill it with the food that has been made by the pack safe, balancing them as carefully as possible on my arm without making them fall off to their dome. While I go out to the dining hall to the of the pack house, carefully recording my movements. The pack house was really big. Our pack was one of the biggest pack in the local area, making it difficult for me to and many other people to sustain their population and just serve them plainly like normal. Of let me help you, Zuri instead immediately looking at me, falling at balancing plate with a soft snicker and take two plates from my hand while I smile at her gratefully, finally comfortable in walking with straight pouches. Zuri is one of the people I am the most thankful for in my entire life. Much of my respect went toward her for things she has done for me. Out of all the things that has happened to me, she was always by my side, never letting me alone and never letting me down. She was like a sister I never had, and I could not thank the moon goddess for gifting me her as a best friend. Thanks, really needed that, I complained while whipping my sweet. And she smiled back at me, assuring before going to the table that order the food in the early hours of the dawn. Can hurry the fuck up, woman. I have a conference call in the like 30 minutes. An obvious member grumbled out loud while banging the branch of the to get my attention, making me want to roll my eyes, but instead of it like I am supposed to. Is not that enough time to eat? Why is this guy complaining? I would have take a dumb eaten and clean the window of the five rooms and still have a few minutes to spare in those 30 minutes. Jeez. I think we could have even run away in the time before getting caught by the pack for a year too. Don't you think, Yuna? My wolf Eve sought from the in time, causing me to shake my head softly and carrying on my serving as she just booted me out my mind. Ever since the abuse from the pack started, she has been begging me to run away. I don't really blame her for telling me that, but at the time I could not I could not run away. The Rogers were very weak, yes, I probably close to the twin and would not be able to defend myself because of the lack of training like the other people at of my age. I have no friend or family other than Zuri who would actually help me, and she herself was not given the best treatment in this place. Oh, come on, Eve, stop with the running away with things already. No, I can't stop. I want to meet Maid. We are stuck in this place because of you, and it's making our life a hellhole. Why don't you just agree with me for once and run away? She shoot back, causing me to almost trip because of the intensity of her voice, and I saved myself from further embarrassment before walking ahead. We don't have a mate, Eve. Yes, we do. I wish we did, but we don't. Can I get my food any day, bitch? The same guy who was banging the bench screamed right in front of my face, causing me to almost jump in front and nod my head wickedly. I quickly gave him a plate and he snatched it away from me, instead staring small curses at me before stuffing his lips with the edibles. After giving the remaining plates to the agitated pack member who clearly woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I went back to the kitchen to get a specialized meal for the Alpha and the Luna of the pack, reading the scores while ignoring passions. I look at myself in the mirror before leaving just to make sure I look presentable enough. My apron has a dish soap on it, my socks have a tomato sauce, and I'm dripping with the sweet, yep, horrible look. After freshening up for a few seconds, I quickly took the tray off the main floor of the pack house. After a few minutes walking, as like I mentioned, this place was a huge, but waited for the alpha to open the door, and after I had knocked on the door, The door opened very swift and abruptly I was greeted with the same naked alpha Kane with the red eyes and an angry expression, a typical look that would shoot almost every day, making my breath hiss. I quickly covered my 16-year-old virgin eyes with my free hand before seeing his soul caressing manhood. Kind used to his occasional openness, and he eyed me with a disgusted expression. Can these guys wear clothes for once? Here, your meal, Alpha. I rushed with a excuse in my voice and just closed my eyes while stretching my hand forwarding, holding the tray toward him in display, hoping that he would take it. Please just take it. Took you long enough, bitch. Come in. Wife could not. Just I applying peeked through the large door of the master bedroom only to witness the Luna half drunk smoking a small tobacco cylindrical in the front of the window, all naked in her glory. Her breast was in full display while her cochin also okay never mind. Don't look, it's better for everyone if I don't describe this sight any further. I quickly put the tray of delicious looking food down on the first surface I could see, making sure that I always keep my head down and proceed to leave as soon as possible after getting up, only to be stopped by the alpha once again. Hey, 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 little girl, what the rush? He smacked his disgusting lips in a very creepy way, making me scream uncomfortably while he started to caress my cheeks. My body was erupting in nauseous goosebumps as I stepped a little further away to avoid his predatory touch. Yuck, now he was fully naked with his, yes, the things hanging out in the open, and I just wish to leave this place once for all, not in the mood to deal with this kind of bull early in the morning. Please excuse me, Alpha. Why do you always look so stressed here? The Luna suddenly burst in with the taunting voice coming behind my figure, only to touch my back, which made me very uneasy in the few next moments. These two people are not even good leader to their people. They don't even think about the well-being of their pack member. All they think about is sex and cuties. Nothing more to save a life, making me inwardly gag. I hope they don't do anything to me about moon goddess. Please help me. Have mercy. You look tired, sweetie. The Luna will speak again. The time after shifting my hair into one side of my neck, leaving my neck bare for her to gaze her long fingernails on, while I sucked in my lips while women anxiety, the alpha, then fucking up my breast with no shame, making my eye widen before I started to panic. Then there are action. Okay, I need to leave. I am sorry, Alpha and Nulam, but I have to leave. Can you just shut the fuck up and be the good girl? The Alpha growled in a warning, making me silently whimper at the power of his wolf. He made the Luna grab my neck while he cupped my sex lightly, and I had enough of their inappropriate touching for the rest of my life. I immediately reacted in a natural instinct by kicking his nose with my foot and hitting the Luna on the head and realizing that what I just had done and gasped at them groaning, oh no, bad move, Yuna. Fuck, what did I just do? You have the fucking audacity to interrupt what we are doing, you stupid fuck, he boomed with coming near me again and contenting his harsh plan to my tender cheek, creating a loud sound before pain interrupted on the side of my head. He fucking slapped me, the first slap of the week. Great, no biggie. Okay, that's it. I'm taking control. Wait, Eve. No, my wolf apparently did not listen to my pleas and quickly made me shift into my brown wolf apparently, with my bones cracking and morphine into the chocolate carnivore, and immediately scratched the alpha thighs before breaking the Luna to scare her and make her aside while walking backward. This is not. Guards, the alpha sneered while gripping his wound, causing Eve to crawl at him again with pure disappointment, not even caring if his wolf ego get hurt. And with that, my wolf charged out of the door in a flash and ran as fast as she could. Thundering footsteps followed her everywhere for the next few seconds, making me panic in her mind while trying to direction her in a specific way to no avail. Because when she raced out of the pack house on a time just to get caught by the pack warrior who injected silver into her, our escape did not last for long. Eve let out a small ball of a pain after the touch of the silver while I could feel getting weaker by the second, and she fell down on the ground whimpering profusely. Mate, please find us, please, Eve cried after feeling the silver travel up and down her body to stop her from moving much, and I wanted to just hug her after what she had said. Sometimes Eve randomly talk about his mate in small situation like she is actually talking to her mate, but we both know sadly we are not. Heck, I don't even whether we even have a mate or not, and even if we do, I doubt that he will ever want me, and that's enough merely weaken me more of the feeling, if desperately given me control back, making me shift into my naked human form and give up on my legs. I collapsed on the ground with my leg becoming feeble and infirm. I could not even balance my weight on my feet, and I hissed as I getting headache after hitting the ground. We both fainted into the darkness. I woke up in the Parisian cell of the pack, recognizing the same sad wall covering in a cheap pen. Zuri was in front of the cell. I'm in, crying her eyes out while clutching her hair. I tried to get up with the last bit of strength I had left in me, but then I forgot the fact that I don't have the clothes on me and I am but naked. The silver targeted my abdomen, knowing I have immense pain in the right region, causing me to wince. Zuri, Yuna, she exclaimed while getting up from her seat, finally seeing me all woken up and called the guards to grab their attention. I continued to clutch on my stomach and lean my head on the nearby wall, seeking support as the silver was continuously my blood. The guard arrived in a few seconds, unlocking my cell door to throw a t-shirt on my face before saying, "Get dressed and the Alpha wants to meet you." And they left. I sickly took the t-shirt, which was triple my size, following my knowing I have to work with this and wore it. It thankfully covered my area, my thighs, and half of my arm, and thank goodness. After getting dressed carefully, I slowly walk up to the entrance of the cell and get over. While Jury immediately hugged me after reaching me. Oh my goodness, thank the moon goodness. You are safe. What happened? Jury, they what did you do possibly do that make them so angry? The guards almost inject half a shilling of a silver in you. The Alpha and the Luna tried to take advantage. I swear if this happen again, fucking I'll listen. Time's up, both of you. Come on now, up. Get on your feet and come with us, the booming prisoner guard announced and pushed both of us away from the hug, making me go toward the chamber of the high ranked wolves. While Zuri looked at me helplessly, God, my stomach hurt. Could you go any slower? Move faster, bitch. The next guard grabbed my hair and jagged me in the forward direction, making me fall head first. Thank the Lord that the t-shirt I was wearing was long enough to not let my costume out in a display for everyone to say. I hope it didn't. As I was getting up, I saw behind me two guards were looking down, and I don't feel safe here. You shouldn't have run away when you had the fucking chance, and what, die while being a roughie? No, thank you. We can find mate. We don't have a mate, Eve. We do. You are lying. I know he's out there. I know he is. I feel bad at this point for my wolf. This is like the 100th times I am having this conversation with her. I don't remember my childhood as much as because of the lack of memory, but ever since I was young, my wolf would always wish for a mate and dream about having a mate. She is a typical hopeless romantic, and I don't blame her for being like that. Of course, every wolf has designated someone to enjoy with except me. I know I don't have one. After walking down the creepy hall for a few minutes, we reached the chamber in due time. I glanced around me to immediately form all guards were gone in an instant, leaving me alone in front of the two big doors. All the guards were not on in sight anymore as I glanced at the entrance of the frantic face and took a deep breath to calm myself down. For what was impending. Okay, time to act straight and be smart. I will just leave and cause I don't want to endure the feeling of being uncomfortable and voided from the Alpha and the Luna. Get the fuck in here, Yuna, the Luna roared from the inside the door, and I knew I was in a trouble with no further, though desperately planning a getaway in my head with the small bit of a time I had with myself. But I had this chance and I took it. Please make it. I started to run and fast as my stick leg could get me ahead after running around, but I could not even run 10 meters before being grabbed by the alpha's across to hold and being thrown into the room. with a third making my bottom now hurt from the impact and groan to myself what was the obsession of the people throwing me. You fucking idiot, you could have so much fun with us, the alpha spat in a threatening voice, nearing the closed furniture on the other side before taking out a black whip from the cupboard, causing my skin to go pale. Please, no, not again. Oh God, no, please, please, please. I'm so sorry, Alpha, for disrespecting you. I promise to not. Oh no, you gonna wanna beg? Funny. You could have begged with us for hours and hours, and now you decided to do it. Good girl. The Alpha chuckled mechanically, not having a bit of mercy, lacking his terrifying voice, and with that, he whipped my back with a powerful strike, and I screamed in a pain after the aftermath that was adorning my skin. The worst part was the whip has thrown on it, which would make matters even worse, as the thorn would dig into my flesh with no remorse. He whipped me again, and this time I heard my skin tearing slightly before letting out another scream. Please stop. And again, make it stop. And again, I'm sorry, just please. Blood started to trickling down my back and the t-shirt. I could feel it through the mere feeling of the oozing liquid behind me. I was soaked with the tears and sweat and becoming red. The Luna took me by my hair, roughly grabbing a huge chunk off, and made my head smash into the wall behind me, making my forehead throb and a high-pitched noise grate my ear before I cried even more. Now my head bleeding. Please, someone make it stop. Then she slapped me over and over again, torturing my cheeks with her handprints. And she should be protecting me as a Luna. She punched my stomach too, which made me cry even more, cause the pain over there doubled because of the silver. After one final kick, I hear my spine crack. I think that's all we can do now at the moment, babe, or else she will break. The Luna screamed to the Alpha with a cheeky smile. Oh, don't worry, darling, we will break her soon enough. He chuckled before dropping the whip on the ground, and I tried to crawl away from their mere presence while carrying all the pain. I then hear them kiss each other with like lustful demon in the next second, and it made me sick and I wanted to vomit then there after their action. Then the Alpha uttered these words before taking the Luna to the bed after carrying her up. Get this leech out of here. Once those words were boomed into the atmosphere, I was taken out of the chamber and into the homes of the low ranked people of the pack, not being able to see much as my eyes lid were becoming heavier by the second they left me in there in the middle of the road, not even caring enough to at least let me go into the building, and I could not move on the ground with an aching body. Is this when I'm dying? I tried to crawl to shift to do anything on the spot, reaching the chamber or the kitchen, but could not. Instead, I crawled to the nearby tree, which was edge of the cliff, only to see to travel. There was the remaining robust strength in me. It snowed all day, and I have nothing to keep me warm as the land was getting covered with the white goodness and ice, making the situation even worse. Fun. Maybe I can actually try to run this time seemingly because even though dying a refugee is a horrible experience which I did not want to encounter, I can die here first if they plan to do this to me even more, since both those warlords of the hell are wanting me to break me further. Is there any pack that would take me in? Maybe there are friendly refugees. What if I can just survive in the forest? What's the point? Either way, I'm going to die whether I run away or not, and the realization fucking hurts. Maybe the moon goodness is disappointed at me and now she wants me dead. Maybe she was toying with me and I had enough of playing time. I guess I cannot do anything about that. All I have done is disappoint people in my life. I never listened to my voice. My family never wanted me in the first place. I probably given Zuri more than handed her duck by the reaction she gave me today. Why am I that dumb? Give me a few hours, okay? I will try to heal you as much as possible. I'm sorry if. What are you saying sorry for? I failed you as a human. I could not stop the insecurity suffering into my mind again, as both of us stayed silent for what felt like hour, even though it was like a minute. I am an utter disappointment, only becoming a stress ball for people to rely on. Now I realizing ever since I was young, no one wanted me. My family disowned me before anything other than the few people. Everyone hated me in the fact you are an amazing person, you know. You did not fail me. If I did not fail yet, I probably would when we met our mate, which I don't even know whether it will happen or not. No way. Why are you saying that? Because of me, he will probably reject us. Would want this distinctive body with the scars and marks. I'm weak and I have not trained a day. My body was very hideous and I had no meat, not that many carbs because of not being able to eat enough, and I looked like a pearl of a bone. My ribcage can be seen if you view my torso. My skin is not clear with the numerous scars, and I'm not even that pretty. I'm always going to be the cry brat. Now, don't say that after I have healed you, you can head north. You deserve a better home, and I'm sorry. And with that having heard, I fell asleep against the tree. I felt amazing when I was sleeping, as there was nothing that can hurt me in this dreamland. I'm away from the pain, the suffering, the people, the torture, and now I embrace this darkness with a warm hug. Was it raining? I don't know. It felt like something wet on my face, making me scream as it was traveling around my face. I tried to move on my spot, only to hear a low growl making me freeze after realizing that there was probably a person in front of me instead of it pouring outside. Please don't tell me I was back in the prison cell, anything but that. I tried to open my eyes slowly, maybe squinting to see what was happening, but I did not have energy to do that either. Causing my hand to clutch the soil underneath in frustration, after trying for a whole 2 minutes, I finally opened my eyes and saw a big staring wolf, a real wolf, not a werewolf, but a wolf. He was very tall and was even covering in a blood, making me fawn as I sat straight against the tree to see the sight clearly. Oh, I winced again, feeling my back ache as a little, with the clotted blood in my system, trying to make movement to get up, only for the wolf in front of me to growl at me again. No, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you, I assured with the croc, reaching out my hand for his smell me like I normally would do with the dogs, and I constantly smell my hand to examine who I was. After spelling it for the 10 seconds, it licked my hand and it rough tongue which tickled me in a way, and I softly snickered. The wolf was normal color wolf, black and white fur with amazing blue eyes and a fluffy body. His persona was causing the at first, but then he began to warm up to me after coming closer with a wagging tail. Oh, this poor baby was all alone out here. You are so fluffy and beautiful, I complimented, wholly smiling, to which it laid on its back and wagged his tail again, making my eyes twinkle as it looked back at me with a relaxed tongue out his mouth. I think it's he. Maybe he looked like a he. He looked very adorable and his fur was softer than normal, making me want to squeeze him like a pillow after he rolled on his back on the ground. I looked at myself up and down shortly afterward, scrunching myself to see all my wounds were almost healed thanks to my wolf. Thank fuck. I examined the wolf almost standing the origin of the blood covering his paw, only to see that his front paw was bleeding immensely. How did this happen? Oh no, who did this to you? I gasped after he nearing his finger slowly, making sure he was not feeling uncomfortable, and he found I looked like someone who shot the wolf. It seems like his cutie doggled the blood just in a time. Yeah, okay, wait a second, I whispered, taking a part of my shirt and tore it with my teeth to help him. I quickly wrapped the small piece of a cloth around his paw, reminding myself to the delicate as it looked like a fresh wound, applying some small pressure to stop the bleeding and trying it on or not satisfying with my care. Okay, now there is a thing called impertinence. I would really appreciate if you would stop spelling my vagina. I giggled while he rolled back over and started dogging his natural instinct of smelling my lower region. The wolf was ignoring my pleas and I just shifted to get his attention, to which he whimpered and stopped doing it, making me chuckle. I took the piece of a shirt and tried to make him lie down again, not knowing the fuck should I communicate him. Now there, boy, can you lay or sit down calmly? I asked gingerly as the wolf was just staring at me, not knowing anything as a response. How do I do this? Maybe can you speak to him? Silence, no response. Hello, Eve. Let me sleep. Perfect timing, Eve. Just when I needed you, you just had to sleep. Great. Can you lay down? I spoke in a very weird voice, very slow at first, only to which the wolf looked at me in horror. Okay, never mind, that did not work. I tried to act like I want him to lay down, and still it did not work, making me beyond frustration. How about I smiled and patted my stomach, signaling him to come here, and the wolf finally come to me and laid beside me obediently. There we go, finally. I signed, starting to wrap the piece of cloth around the wounded area very gently and remaining myself to not to be too hard or else it looked like a fresh wound, and the wolf would hiss occasionally because of the applied pressure. I'm sorry, baby, I almost done. I exhort comforting, typing the piece of cloth in a knot and then smiling a satisfying prayer. Ah, there we go. I giggled after letting him go and wiping my hand on the already ruined shirt, and the wolf just licked my other hand as thank you. You are a wolf, are not you? Or I am too dumb to not see that you are a werewolf. I cautioned, weirdly not editing anything from him. What should I call you? I trailed off, needing to thinking of a good name for this nice stranger. Fluffy? The wolf did nothing. Blackie again did nothing. Oreo nothing. Cheetos nothing. Dad nothing. I looked at him very seriously and he smiled at me while wagging his tail in curiosity. Furry. The wolf barked happily. Oh, my baby. Furry. I cheered while he hugged and licked my face generally. I swear animals are too much better than people, I murmured in a thought as he sat down next to me again while I talked. Well, I have to go back soon, I sadly announced, and the wolf whimpered in sincere, making pout. Maybe I will meet you again someday, I offered softly, making him wag his tail vigorously again. Oh my bless this soul. Okay, furry, I smiled while patting his head, and he barked in a response after leaning into my touch. Good Lord, his bark was loud. You would be a good wolf. Don't get into rumble. Stay safe from people, okay? And don't let them hurt you. I cooked while scratching his ear as he seemed to enjoy it a lot and breathed like a normal puppy would. If only good started to happen, I whispered to myself, not wanting to go through hell again after going back, seeing this meeting as a small gift of happiness. I tried to stand up and he moved away to give me space. I walked ahead a few steps successfully and turned around for a brief second while he was still staring at me to watch me, and I signaled him to go now because I was staring to hear the footstep of the guard. He quickly hid behind the snow bushes before the guard found me, making me sign in relief and looked ahead. What are you doing, bitch? Nothing, I whispered, flinching a bit at the sudden snarl from his voice. As soon as the guard talked to me in a bed, I could hear Furry growing very ugly in the background, making my throat hit. What was that? Is there a few here? Do you patrol around the border? I heard a girl check for any sense or a sign of a refusal. Oh no, what if they find a furry and kill him? He already injured. God, no, I can't let that happen. Can we go back quickly? I need to use the bathroom. I have to pee. I blurt out quickly in attempt to pressure them away. Please tell me it worked. Whatever. He huffed out loud and started going back with the other after my place. Thank God, phew. That was close. I looked back again for checking to see Furry long gone in the forest to run away before anyone could find him. I exhaled calmly. Stay safe, boy. I will miss you.